Hello my dear students, today I will explain you about the Hall effect, and Hall effect has the more applications in the material science, or you can say in the semiconductor physics. So in that concept Hall effect, we have a small experiment, and if you do that experiment you can clearly understand about the Hall effect. So here we have the experimental diagram about the Hall effect, and in that diagram we have the semiconductor specimen. Okay, that is the semiconductor specimen, and that specimen has the dimension of the L length, B width, and T is the thickness. So that is the dimension of this semiconductor specimen. Okay, that specimen is connected to the external power supply like that. Okay, so the positive electrode is connected to this surface and negative electrode is connected to this surface with the semiconductor specimen. So the current direction will be along like that, okay, in negative x-axis direction. So if we applied the electric field of that specimen of semiconductor, the semiconductor, as we know, it has the charge carrier of the electrons and holes. Okay, both are the charge carrier in the intrinsic semiconductor. So if you applied the electric field, that electrons will be moved toward the positive electrode of the external power supply, and the holes will be moved toward the negative electrode of the external power supply. So that kind of the motion of the charge carrier will be happen within the semiconductor materials. Okay, so during this experiment, if you applied the magnetic field perpendicular to this current direction, then a phenomena will be developed. That phenomena is called the Hall effect. So according to this concept, when the magnetic field is applied perpendicular to current carrying conductor or semiconductor, a voltage is developed across this specimen. Okay, in a direction perpendicular to both current and magnetic field. This phenomena is called the Hall effect, and developed voltage is called the Hall voltage. Okay, so that is the very simple experiment. So in that experiment, the voltage developed across this specimen. So we have to understand the working process of that specimen of the semiconductor. What is my point? So here there are some physics concept will be applied within this semiconductor materials. So as we familiar about the right hand and left hand rules. So according to this rule, here we have the diagram. The electron is moving along this direction, means along the x-axis, this direction. Okay, so that is the drift velocity of the electron. Okay, and magnetic field is along the z direction. So a Lorentz force will be developed in perpendicular to both this one magnetic field and the direction of the electron, which is called the that velocity is called the drift velocity, and that drift velocity is proportional to the applied electric field, and that applied electric field we are applying by the connecting the external power supply. Okay, so see this diagram. In that diagram the fingers turn, okay, and that direction of the fingers, that force direction which is applying on that moving electron. It means the electron will be moved toward this upper surface of this semiconductor specimen. It means the all electrons will be accumulate at the upper surface of this specimen, and correspond the holes will be accumulate at the down surface of this specimen. Okay, so they are gathering of the electrons as well as the holes at the upper surface of this specimen and down surface of this specimen. So it will be, act as a capacitor, you can say. Got it my point? So in that, here the electrons will be moved toward the upper surface. Okay, and the thickness between these plates of the charge collecting of the charge carriers is, here I am taking the small t. Okay, so the Lorentz force in if you see in that diagram, that is the velocity of the electron, which is the drift velocity, and that direction is the current direction. Okay, the drift velocity and current direction is always in opposite direction, and this one FL is the Lorentz force, okay, which act toward the upper surface of this specimen. At the same time, when the Lorentz force is applying on that moving electrons, the electric force will also be applied on that moving electrons in the opposite direction to this Lorentz force, and both forces will be balanced to each other. Got it my point? So that is the actual functioning of the Hall effect, and I'm using that old theory of the Lorentz force and this one electric force. So that electric force is applied due to this collection of the charge carrier at the upper surface of the semiconductor specimen and the down surface of this specimen. So that electric field is called the Hall electric field, and it is denoted by the EH. Okay, and due to this collection of the charge carrier electrons as well as the holes, there will be produce the potential difference across these plates, and that potential difference is called the Hall voltage, which is denoted by the VH. So that is the complete function of the Hall effect experiment diagram. So if you know that working of this experimental diagram, you can easily calculate the all formulas of the Hall effect. Okay, so I'm here I'm using the Lorentz force as well as the this one electric force, which are balancing to each other. Okay, so at that position we can write like that. You see in that equation, small e is the charge of the electron, and this one EH is the whole electric field, and BeV is the Lorentz force. As you know, the Lorentz force FL is equal to, you know, E B cross V. Okay, and that thing we can write like that, BeV sine theta, and that Lorentz force will be maxima at the angle of the theta is equal to, if you take the pi by 2. So at this angle we can write the Lorentz force like that, BeV. Got it my point? Okay, so from that equation, B is the magnetic field, E is the charge of that electron, and V is the drift velocity. You can tag that drift velocity as Vd also. Got it my point? So here the small e and small e will be cancelled out to each other, and now the current density is given by, if you know, the current density is proportional to the drift velocity also. Okay. So from that concept, the current density we can write like that: J is equal to minus N naught EV. Here N naught I am taking the concentration of the charge carrier. Here I am taking the charge carrier as the electron. That's why here I am putting the negative sign. Got it my point? And V is the drift velocity of that electron, and E is the charge of that electron. So from that equation, we can write like that: V is equal to minus J upon N naught E. And that equation put here. Okay. So from first equation and second equation, we can write like that. If you put that V here, then you can get that equation: EH is equal to minus JB upon N naught E. In that equation, the J is the current density, B is the magnetic field, which is along the Z direction, as you see in the experimental diagram, and N naught is the charge carrier. Okay. So that is EH is called the whole electric field, and that is the whole electric field formula, which is which can be written as minus JB upon N naught E. Now from that equation, if you take the ratio of the whole electric field EH upon JB, it means the ratio of the whole electric field to the current density and magnetic field is called the Hall coefficient, this one. If you take the ratio both EH and JB, it means from the equation you can write like that: EH upon JB is equal to minus 1 upon N naught E. Okay. So that is denoted by the RH, and RH is the Hall coefficient. Okay. So Hall coefficient means the ratio of the whole electric field to the current density and magnetic field. And that Hall coefficient, we have the formula minus 1 upon N naught E. If we take the charge carrier as the whole, in the previous experiment diagram which I explained to you, so if you take the holes as the charge carrier, then that Hall coefficient formula will be like that: RH is equal to 1 upon simply N naught E. Okay. Here the negative sign I am taking for the electrons, because here I am taking the charge carrier as the electron, and electron has the negative charge. That's why here I am putting the negative sign. Okay. So if you take the holes, then you can put here the positive signs. Okay. So this formula will be same as electron as well as the holes. Got it my point? And now from that equation, VH is equal to EST, means the whole voltage. In the previous diagram, if you see here, that is the whole voltage. Okay. And the relation between the potential difference and electric field, we know, if you remember that 11th 12th book, so there are given the relation between these potential difference and electric field like that: V is equal to ED. Got it my point? D is the distance between these plates. So here I am taking the distance small t between these plates. On that place, the charge carriers are gathered. Okay. So here we can take the T thickness. So the formula will be like that: VH is equal to ET. Okay. Here the potential difference, here I am taking the whole voltage. Okay. So in that equation, the potential difference will be EHT. Okay. And now from that equation you can write like that: EH is equal to RHJB. Okay. So this one equation can be written from that equation. Okay, so the whole electric field will be RHJB, and that equation put in that equation, VH is equal to EST. Then what you got, VH is equal to RHJBT. Okay, if you put that whole electric field formula in that equation, then you can get that equation, VH is equal to RHJBT. And now the current density, as you know, the formula, the current density is the total current per unit area. Okay, so from that formula, you can write the current density like that, I upon Bt. I upon Bt, Bt means here, if you see in that diagram, here I am taking the B is the this one. That plate width is the B. Okay, and the collection of the charge carrier plates has the separation is the small t. Okay, so t is the separation between the charge plates, and width of the plates is small b. Okay, so that's why here I am taking the bt. Okay, so J is equal to I upon Bt, and that equation J put here in that equation. Okay, so VH will be RH IB upon small b, and that formula is called the Hall voltage. In that formula, RH is the Hall coefficient, I is the current, B is the magnetic field, and B is the distance between these plates. Got it my point? So that Hall voltage formula you can write along its direction like that. VH is equal to RH is the Hall coefficient, and I is the current, which is the direction of is the x. So you can take here Ix, and B magnetic field is along the z direction. So you can put here Bz upon I upon B. B is the distance between the charge plates. Okay, so that is the formula of the Hall voltage. Okay, so it's very simple, the Hall effect. If you understand that experimental diagram, you can derive the whole equation from that concept. Okay, so thank you very much.